Step 1, get yourself a dolly.
Step 1.
Step 2, give yourself a ride on the dolly. I don't know how to work the video. Hi. Amy, what's the plan?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we got a hook, we got drain. You got to drain the water here. So luckily we have a floor valve here. If you didn't have a floor valve, you could also use a sink that you have. But we're going to try the floor valve first. Doesn't look promising, but we're going to try it.
Looks great.
So first you got to attach your drain hose, which we just picked up a 10-foot drain hose from your local Home Depot.
Home and Garden store.
So we should get that light upstairs and use it. Okay. So you're just attaching it here. All right, before you get started, you got to turn off your water in. So this is our cold water. It's attached to an expansion tank. So your cold water in, turn it off so it stops filling. And then we have our out with a valve. Most outs don't have a valve, but we do. And then the other thing you have to do is turn off your gas. So with anything, like with a valve for water, with a valve for gas, whatever direction it's pointing is what if it's open. So an example is if this water line is going with the line, that's open. That's going against it, that's closed. Same thing on your gas. It's going against it, so it's closed. So we already shut the gas off. And that allows it to stop heating it and cools down there. No, underneath it. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Our drain's busted.
So we're gonna slowly release it. Is it coming?
No water yet.
What we learned is that when you release this valve, you gotta wait. You gotta be patient, okay? You gotta turn it, don't turn it all the way. Just turn it a little bit, and then be patient.
It took us a while, but here he is.
We're coming?
Yep.
So we got 50 gallons to go.
1 gallon down, 49 to go. Okay, it's rolling now. Also, we're not water conservationists, so there might be something better to do with this water. We don't know. We're putting it down the drain.
However.
It's hot water.
So you can't put it on plants or anything.
Don't put it on your plants.
But you could, if you let it cool off enough, you could water your grass. Okay, this is the vent at the top. So you create heat. Heat's got to go somewhere. So this is our vent. So when we replace the water heater, you got to get the same height so that you can reuse this vent. They're attached right here with these 4 bolts. You can use this flathead screwdriver, or you can use a socket. But I'm gonna use a flathead screwdriver. I'm gonna detach it, take it up, put it aside, whilst we put in the new one. All right, I have all the screws out, and boom, bitches. All right, next thing, while we're waiting for that, we're gonna detach these 2 here.
Then you take this one off. And you talk very quietly while your friend's on the phone. Okay, so we've probably been draining for about 45 minutes. See, we have a nice little kink in our hose here. Let's try to get that out. Looks like that was restricting some of our flow here.
So next we're gonna uninstall, whilst talking on the phone, we're gonna uninstall the gas valve.
Because women can multitask.
Women can multitask. So I'm talking to Mabizoo on the phone, and we're gonna uninstall the gas line. So it's off. Remember, it's going the opposite way. And there's 2 valves for the gas line. There's this one and this one. So we only want to take off this line right now, just like so. You might smell some gas. For residual gas in the system. And we're live. We have the water heater on the dolly. And now
babies.
you're gonna go through the path of least resistance. Say hi to the goats.
Hey, buddy.
And we're gonna go down these stairs. We could go down the internal stairs, but we're choosing these stairs to go down. And actually, so once Kara gets over this bump, she's gonna rotate the dolly so she's not going down backwards. Yep.
Oh gosh.
Go the other way.
Go this way?
Yep, yep. so you live, you learn. So we're gonna live and learn for you. Okay, I'm gonna pause because I gotta help her. We're gonna help. I'm not gonna touch the dolly. I'm just gonna prop the sides up so it doesn't tip over. We'll be right back. Okay. So we're gonna unbox it. We have a traditional box knife here. There's a perforated edge around the bottom. That's where they choose for you to do it so that you don't damage it. It also then is in the cardboard and you can scoot it easier. So you leave that base on until you get it in place.
Pro tips, semi-pro tips,
amateur tips. I can't do anything straight, so it doesn't matter. As long as you cut it. Oh wait, wait, that's graduation music.
Your ceiling might be too tall.
If you don't have a tall ceiling, that's okay.
Turn it sideways.
Oh, no.
We're gonna have to tip it a little bit.
No, we're just gonna cut it.
We're just gonna cut it.
Be sure not to cut the water heater, or it will be not good.
It'll have a scar on it.
Then you have a scratch indent. Come on, piece of. Piece of. And that is how you unbox it.
Nice job.
As Kara pointed out, they gave us pool noodles, and now we just. All right, so we got the foam noodles, which are for the pressure valve, but pressure valve here. But we also got this, which covers this pressure valve and allows it to be insulated. So it helps keep the heat in.
All right, y'all, we're moving it in. I may abandon the camera to help Amy out. She's doing a great job though. Keep it on.
Use your body. Use your body.
What you doing there, buddy?
All right, so I'm installing the drain can valve.
We bought this separately at Home Depot.
Yeah, you can get it separately. And what it allows for is if it leaks, like this one did, it doesn't just go all over your basement or your place where your water heater is. So it's a new thing people are using. Ours was old, so therefore it did not have it. But this one is new. So I'm gonna set it so that the okay. So I'm gonna set it so that the drain is facing towards our drain, so that so we got a couple different positionings that we need to focus on. One is this, so that the cap sits on top of here. The other one is for the gas line to reach our gas port, which is here. So we're gonna rotate this. These ones are bendable. What do you call it? Anyway, you can move them.
Yeah, malleable. We don't know what that term is.
So you can move them. But this one, we gotta rotate. So we're gonna move it so that this lines up with that. There we go. And
Bam, bitch.
boom, bitches. So if you look, camera span over here, it's a nice even flush seat on there, so it's not like uneven. It's nice and flat. And these lines are going to be a little bit higher, so we're going to have to bend these.
This water heater is slightly taller than our last
Only,
water heater.
what's crazy is it's only by a ½ inch, but a ½ inch, as we all know, not us lesbians, mean a lot. Okay.
Now we're gonna borrow this valve off of this old water heater. So I'm just going to use a wrench and take that off. Yeah, I'm out here. I'm out here at the water heater. Outside. Is this what we're doing, boss?
Yeah, you got it. We figured this one out. So to loosen, you're going towards the tank, and to tighten, you go away from it. Some things are reverse threaded, especially in plumbing. Usually a drain in a tub or a sink, it's reverse thread. All right, so most of your water heaters are gonna come with this not installed. So this is something you can get at Home Depot. But what you see is this beveled edge. Oh, you can get it at Home Depot. You see this beveled edge right here? That goes to the gas line. The threaded one with the flat end goes into your water heater. You won't be able to thread it this side anyway, but whenever you deal with a gas line, it's beveled like this. That goes into the actual line.
I mean, what does beveled mean?
Angled?
This thing right here?
Yeah, that.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Alright, you're live.
Okay, first we're gonna test it. Yay, it fits! Okay, now we have to thread it with what's called thread tape. So you have two different colored thread tapes. Usually you have a white and a yellow. They use yellow for gas. I don't know the difference between them other than they use yellow for gas. I think it doesn't allow more through. This is for water or anything else, but this is for gas. So I'm
Blue is for water.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and thread it. So you're threading it the same way you're going to turn it. So like I said, out there, we're turning towards the tank. So I'm going to thread that way or spin it that way. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Ah! Okay. You do not need that much tape.
Use less tape.
Ah.
This tape rips.
Okay. Yeah. So I just ripped it. And you just thread it right on like that. Again, there's some old stuff, so that might be utilized. Okay. So I can just hand thread it to start, but that tape's going to make it hard here soon. So then I'll get my wrench and I'll finish it out. Again, right now, I smell some gas coming out of here. As we said in the previous one, deal with the gas at your own, what's it called? Your own liability?
Your own risk.
Your own risk. There you go. If you don't feel comfortable with the gas line, maybe do everything else and have somebody you know who can come do the gas line. And this, I'll show you a test of how to know that the gas line is on. But if you don't feel comfortable with it, which makes sense, gas is hard, definitely get somebody else to do that for you who's had experience with it. So once you finish this, you only want it to be hand tight. So you're not going to step on the wrench to make it tighter or anything like that. You want it to be hand tight. Again, you're working with some plastic pieces, some metal. So just hand tight, just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing and we're going to thread it on this side. So we spin it this way, so you want to thread it that way. Okay. So what this is, it just locks it through gas. Obviously, it can go through anything. So this allows it so to not seep through the threads. Again, that beveled side, the angled side is going into the pipe. We're just using what we had already on there. So we know it's going to fit because it fit on the other one.
Bam.
So the biggest thing too is you want to keep this level. You don't want that bent because then it won't create, take and put some soap.
We're using just some regular palm.
But you want stuff, yeah. You want stuff that will bubble, so don't use like laundry soap. So I'm just coating that nice and, so what we're going to be looking for is bubbles. It goes this way, that's fine. There we go. So now we're watching for bubbles to come out. All right. I don't see any bubbles. Let me try some more. See any down here? So you'd actively be seeing bubbles come out, like, or building, I guess.
If it was leaking.
If it was leaking, yep.
Cool.
So it's not leaking. We also don't smell gas.
Correct.
So that's also good. Move on to the water pipes. So again, we already had a water thing set up here, so we already know which one's which. But this one, I got moved to the correct position. It's gonna fit nice, so I'm gonna go ahead and thread it same way, same direction that we're turning. This one, however, is being a little okay, so I'm gonna have to fold this line to get this lined up. We're not gonna videotape that. It's not gonna be pretty, but when you come back, it'll be in position. Might be hours later, might be a minute later. You'll never know. Alright, Kara's finishing up this top one. We did get that other one. Not going to tell you how long. It's pretty, you know.
How tight you want this, boss?
Hand tight. So you're going to go till you can't go any.
So Amy's about to turn the water on.
This is a test. So when I turn it on, this is to fill the tank. So we're going to turn on. Was that the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doorbell.
Alright, we ready?
Yeah.
So it's going to fill the tank. I'm not turning that one on quite yet. But... Oh, we got leaks. We got leaks. Mother of pearl. I've had a feeling.
Okay, so Amy has gone back to Home Depot. Look, if you can get a project done and only go to Home Depot once, it's a Christmas miracle. So, I'm going to work on putting the screws into this guy. We got a bad cameraman here. There we go. So I got me a socket. Yeah, I got me some screws. Look, I can't hold the camera and do this at the same time, so BRB.
Say it again.
This thing has been a bitch.
Alright, so what she's referring to is these self-tapping screws that are BS. So she was using this device, and we can't have enough torque. So now we're going to switch to the actual drill. And the thing you got to keep in mind here is the drill will go a lot quicker, and could potentially like dent the thing. So you want to use force, but not too much force. No, this is not a discoteca. My drill has a light on it. So every time Kara stops, the light goes. You see how hard of a time she's having? Don't feel bad if you're having a hard time. Then once it grips, you let it go. You let it get going. Keep putting force in there. And does that sound? Oh.
Right, next thing we're gonna do is put this pipe back on here. Alright, so looks like you turn it counterclockwise, so I'm gonna go ahead and thread it counterclockwise with some of our, well, here's the interesting thing about this tape. It's blue, but it's actually white, y'all. So, I'm gonna thread it with some white tape, BRB. Alright, then I'm just gonna hand tighten this. Let's see here. My wrench might be the wrong size. There we go. Okay, so what do we do here?
We're gonna put this light in.
Oh yes.
Oh, we put this on.
I took advantage of this.
Okay.
We hooked these things up. We had to get a new thing. We got that.
Shark bite.
Shark bite.
Okay. So, our only next step while we wait for this to fill is to do our pilot light. Each unit is going to be different. These newer units are amazing because they're really easy to light. The old ones, you had to like shoot a light, you had to push a button, you didn't know if it was lit, all the things. This has codes on it. So it tells you normal operation is blue. Okay, so this is the indicator light. So we're just going to follow the instructions here. Turn it to pilot, count 90 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Apparently you're supposed to count to 90 seconds and count to 10 at the same time while you press that button.
Well, you could use the modern devices that allow you to keep time.
I'm using the timer on this recording. So far, we're at 34 seconds.
All right, it's blue. It was blue. Oh, there it is. Okay. So once it's blue,
it's flashing. Is that okay?
Yep, 3 seconds. Then we're good. And then we turn it to hot. And it should kick on.
We heard it.
Do you hear it?
We heard it.
Do you hear it? Okay, so normal operation is blue. So as you see, we have blue. So we good?
Oh yeah!
Once this water's come flowing, our tank is full. So it's not flowing yet. It's dripping. It's better than before. You should have seen the
it's
sludge
dripping.
coming out of that thing.
Oh yeah, some gross stuff came out.
Don't throw them in the sink. Those
We don't
shit's in
wanna
bad condition. So yeah, I recommend. It does have it written on there, but I recommend posting these because when you want to learn how to light it, you gotta learn how to light it. You know. So
Genius. What?
whoever invented flathead screws should not invent anything else. because
Got it.
It's a horrible.
It's gonna go sideways.
It's okay. It's a floor drain. That's what it's for.
She wants to make a mess.
Just kiss. Just kiss. We're me and Kara are recording how to do an install, and
Get your doggy. And you go to Home Depot.
get it out.